What's up YouTube, Crafting Cars here, happy Tuesday. Now in today's video, we're going to be throwing some traction bars on the Civic. We're going to be breaking it down step by step, just in case you want to do this modification to your Civic as well. So this is the traction bar kit I decided to go with. It is made by PLM, otherwise known as Private Label Manufacturing. I've ordered some stuff from them before and always end up with good quality products. Here is the part number for this traction bar set here. And based on the part number, it looks like this works for EG Civics, DC2 Integras, and EK Civics. So all the 90s Civics and some of the late 90s Acura Integras, this should work on. So that's really cool. They all have very similar frame setup, so that's not too surprising. But just breaking this kit down, you got your support beam here. This bolts up, and by the way, this should be a really simple install. This bolts up right where your factory tow hooks bolt up. And then you got these two turnbuckles here. These are pretty high quality threaded rods with these little swivel, what do they call these? Oh, yeah, spherical bushing. I think they call these spherical bushings. So yeah, turnbuckles with spherical bushings. And then these little brackets here are gonna be the things that bolt up to your lower control arms, the very front of them. And then here's the hardware. So like I said, pretty simple install. I see 4 bolts in here and a couple of spacers and some nuts. All right, so to make it a little easier to work on the front suspension on these cars, we're gonna pop the hood, jack the car up a little bit, remove the front bumper, probably remove the front tires, and then set the car back down on jack stands. Alright, so now that we got that all squared away, we can start this install by removing the factory tow hooks. So we got this one right here, held on by 3 14mm bolts. Take that off. We got the same thing going on the other side right here. It's a little harder to see. I'm gonna have to take off my turbo intake just so I have a little bit more clearance to work. That's one. And that's 2. Oh man, I didn't even realize how badly bent these tow hooks were. That's pretty rough. Good thing they're not going back on the car. And this hardware, very crusty. So picked up some new bolts and washers from Ace Hardware, and we are now ready to install our support beam. Now I wish I could film this from a better angle. Basically what I'm gonna do is take this bar, lift it up, and bolt it in exactly where we took those tow hooks off. All right, so we got those bolts started over there, and these bolts started over here. Now I'm not gonna tighten down anything until I have every component assembled. So I think now it's a good time to move on to the lower control arm brackets. So when mounting up these lower control arm brackets, we're gonna have to remove the factory bolt and nut here, place this bracket flush against the lower control arm, and then reinstall the bolt and nut. And you wanna make sure the part that sticks out here is going towards the wheel. All right, now we're ready to attach the end of these turnbuckles. Pretty straightforward. Just gotta fish the bolt through, put a spacer on there, then slide it through the spherical bushing. You're gonna need one more spacer. And then put your nut on top. All right, now we're gonna do the same exact thing on the support beam side. If your holes don't line up perfectly at first, what you can always do is hold the end of the turnbuckle and turn the center section. This will bring it in or out, whatever you need. And then, yep, same thing. Just fish the bolt in, put the spacers in between. And now we'll go do the same thing to the other side. All right, so at this point we got everything hooked up. Now I'm gonna go around and tighten down everything except for these turnbuckles. We're gonna save this for last. Alright guys, so at this point we got everything tightened down except for these turnbuckles here. Now these right now are in kind of a neutral state where you can turn them back and forth. There's no tension on anything. You can go ahead and tighten down these nuts, lower the car down and go for a drive, and you'll feel no difference in the handling, but you will feel a difference when you go to launch the car. You'll have reduced wheel hop because of the increased suspension rigidity. Basically, in this neutral position, you tighten down these nuts. The distance between this spherical bushing and this spherical bushing should not change. So this will help quite a bit, because a lot of times on hard launches, since these Honda lower control arms and compliance arms are just held in with rubber, basically just rubber bushings, there can be some flex in there which causes the wheel hop, especially if you have stock suspension. But this is all upgraded now, should feel nice and tight. Now say you were on an alignment rack and you did want to change like your caster angle, or maybe a little bit of toe angle using this. How you could do that is if you're facing the lower control arm and you take the center turnbuckle and turn it clockwise, it'll pull the lower control arm forward, adding positive caster, which should help with high-speed stability and keeping the car tracking straight. You can take this and turn it counterclockwise and you'll kind of have the opposite effect, where the car will feel really nimble and really sharp handling on track, but then if you take it on the highway or on some shitty roads, the car will kind of hog all I don't know, it won't want to track straight. The wheels won't want to recenter themselves. So you basically want to get this tuned depending on your setup. And for my specific setup, it's going to be mostly just kind of like a high horsepower street car. So I do have a professional alignment scheduled on the 13th. But for now, this is kind of everything you need to know. So like I said, if you're just installing these, you want to get back on the road, get these things in their neutral position, tighten up these nuts, do a quick bolt check, make sure everything's nice and tight, and you are good to go. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As you can tell, installing these traction bar kits on these Civics, very straightforward. And I'm sure if you got an EG Civic or a DC2 Integra, it's a very simple process as well, since these chassis are so similar. Highly recommend this mod if you've got a high horsepower Honda, Acura, or anything. Especially these front wheel drive cars, if you're drag racing them or if you're pushing like crazy amounts of boost and you're launching them hard. I know when I was running my Turbo D series that was only making 265 to the wheels, that thing was wheel hopping like crazy when I'd launch it on dry asphalt. So Highly recommend this modification, and I can't wait to put it to good use after my dyno session coming up on September 20th. So that's a video you're not going to want to miss. More exciting news, this weekend I'm going up to Brainerd International Raceway for Proving Grounds Part 2. I'll be sure to film that adventure as well. On top of that, make sure you're not missing out on Gideon's episodes every Friday. Check out our website, craftingcars.com. You can purchase some merch. We got some cool t-shirts and stickers. And that'll do it. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.